All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, Kol Holoyim Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakol Kwitah. All right. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right, we are the Hebrew Israelites. We come week in and week out to prophesy the downfall and the destruction of America. All right, because according to the Bible, Babylon the Great, or the great daughter of Babylon, or Mystery Babylon, aka America, is going to be wiped off the face of this earth by thermonuclear destruction, thermonuclear fire. All right, that's the will that the Heavenly Father has for Babylon, America, man. All right, that's written all throughout the scriptures, man. All right, the prophecy of America being destroyed and completely swept and eradicated from off the face of this earth by thermonuclear fire in this third world war that's getting ready to pop off, man. All right, World War III is we're already in World War III, basically. It just hasn't been officially declared yet, man, as World War III. You know, on your mainstream media, you turn on your TV, oh, World War III is officially declared, man. All right, we're in World War III, man. All right. You know, all these nations are coming together as we speak, man, and this is the will of the Heavenly Father, man. All right, what I want to get into today is Isaiah the 13th chapter. All right, Isaiah the 13th chapter, which is one of the chapters, is talking about America being destroyed, man. So let's get into it, man. Let's not waste any time, man. Isaiah 13. All right, let's get it. Let me get to it, man. All right. So this is Isaiah the 13th chapter. We're going to go through this whole chapter, man. All right, Isaiah 13, all right, and 1. It says the burden of Babylon, all right, the burden of Babylon. This Babylon is talking about America, all right, the burden of Babylon. There's going to be a great burden, all right, that's getting ready to come upon this place. What is that burden? All right, that burden is for Babylon to be destroyed, for it to be wiped off the face of this earth by thermonuclear fire, thermonuclear destruction, all right? Nuclear missiles are going to pelt this place to hell, man, all right? Because America is the most vile, the most profane, the most wicked, abominable empire to ever exist in history. And that's why the Lord is going to wipe it off the face of this earth by thermonuclear destruction, man, all right? This is not talking about ancient Babylon. This is talking about a modern day Babylon, man. All right? Because as we read further in the chapter, we know it's not talking about ancient Babylon. All right? Because when you read the 19th verse, it says this Babylon is going to be destroyed the same way Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. Okay? How was Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed? By fire and brimstone. And that's how America's going to be destroyed. But that fire and brimstone is going to come from the nuclear missiles that are going to pelt this place in this third world war. Thermonuclear destruction. Ancient Babylon wasn't destroyed. All right, like how Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, man. You understand? All right. But anyway, let's keep reading Isaiah 13 and 1. The burden of Babylon, which is America, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. So Isaiah received the vision of Babylon, aka America, being destroyed, man. All right, verse 2. All right, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. All right, this banner is talking about this truth, this Bible, this word. All right, the high mountain is talking about Babylon, aka America, man. All right, we're lifting up the this banner, man, against this place, man. We're prophesying against this place, man. That's what we are. That's what we are ought to do, man. That's what we were commanded to do, man. All right, the Lord told Jeremiah that I have ordained thee, man. You know, to be a prophet. You know, to prophesy amongst the nations, man. All right. Isaiah, let's start at verse 1 again. Isaiah 13:1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake their hand, which is a saying meaning to, to tell them off, man. All right, to rebuke them, to prophesy against this place, man. All right, we are here to lift up a banner against this place, to prophesy against this place. This word, this truth is that banner, man. All right, that's how America is falling. All right, by prophesying against it, man. Because prophecies can't come to pass, all right, unless they're being prophesied, duh. All right. So now that the prophets are out here prophesying, man, against this place, now you see America falling, man. It's going down, man. All right, and you see it, man. If you don't live under a rock, all right, America's being torn from the inside out, man. And then guess what comes after that? Nuclear destruction. You understand? All right. So verse 2 again, it says, lift ye up a banner, all right, which is this Bible, this truth, upon the high mountain, being America, being Babylon, man. All right, again, we are to lift up this banner, all right, upon the high mountain, man, which is America. We are to prophesy against this place, man. All right, the prophets have always, since the beginning of time, they always prophesied against kingdoms and countries being destroyed. All right, matter of fact, let's get that in Jeremiah. All right, Jeremiah, the 28th chapter. All right, because every time the prophets spoke, all right, the prophets always spoke about countries and kingdoms being destroyed. All right, they always prophesied about war. All right, and that's how it is in this time. All right, the prophets of the ancient world are back today prophesying against America, man, letting you know that America's going to be destroyed and it's going to fall by nuclear fire. All right, it's going to be completely eradicated off the face of this earth, man. The prophets always spoke about war, and the prophets in this time are talking about war, man. They're not talking about peace, man. All right, like your false prophets in these Christian churches that you go to see on Sunday, man. Always talking about peace, peace. Nothing is going to happen. Everything's going to be all right. God bless America. No, the Lord's not blessing this place. The prophecy is already written, man. All right, that America's going to be wiped off the face of this earth, and there's nothing you can do about it. All right, it's inevitable because it's already written. The Lord said, my word shall not return unto me void. All right, it shall go to wherever I please, and it shall accomplish wherever I sent it, man. You know, roughly paraphrasing that verse. All right, but anyway, this is Jeremiah 28. All right, Jeremiah 28:8. And Jeremiah himself was a prophet. He prophesied about America being destroyed. When you read Jeremiah 49, all right, when you read Jeremiah 50, when you read Jeremiah 51, all right, that all those chapters are talking about America being destroyed, man. All right, the latter end of Jeremiah 49, all right, you got a little part about it, all right, that talks about America being destroyed. But when you read Jeremiah 50 and 51, basically those whole chapters are talking about America being destroyed, man. But anyway, this is Jeremiah 28:8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, both. Let me read that again. It says, Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms. All right. So Jeremiah is saying all the prophets that were prophets before me, all right, the prophets of old, all right, because Jeremiah himself was a prophet. He said the prophets that were before me, they prophesied against many countries and against great kingdoms. All right, the prophets always spoke against kingdoms, all right, and countries being falling and being destroyed, man. You know, and that's what the true prophets of the Lord are doing today, man. All right, we're prophesying against America. We're letting this place know, the people of this place know that America is falling, man. We're telling Esau Edom to his face, man. All right, letting him know that America is going to be destroyed and wiped off the face of this earth by nuclear fire. We're out here boldly in his face, man. All right, we're telling him he's going into chains, he's going into shackles. All right, we're letting him know that his rulership and his kingdom is fallen. All right, we're out here boldly proclaiming this, man. All right, and we'll get into that too. That's Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Okay? But anyway, let's keep reading. This is Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. And that's what the true prophets of the Lord are doing today. Who are the true prophets of the Lord today? The prophets of Great Millstone, the Israelites of Great Millstone, and the ones that teach in like manner, that teach that same doctrine like Great Millstone. Those are the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord today, all right? They're telling you that America is going to be destroyed. They're telling you it's going to be wiped off the face of this earth by nuclear fire in this 3rd World War. They're telling you that World War III is coming. All right, they're telling you that the mark of the beast is coming, which is the RFID microchip. They're telling you that the time of Jacob's trouble is coming, which is a very great time of trouble that's getting ready to come upon you Negroes and you Latinos and you Native Americans, man. All right, the Jacob represents the nation of Israel, which is you Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans, man. All right, there's going to come a time upon this earth, all right, that this earth has never seen before, man. It's going to be so great. There has never been anything like it before it, and there's not going to be anything like that comes after it, man. All right, that day is going to be a very great day of trouble, man. A very great time of trouble, all right, that Esau Edom is getting ready to bring upon you Israelites, man, you Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans, man. All right, but anyway, let's read this one more time. Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms. And that's what we're doing today. What's the main country? What's the main kingdom that we're prophesying against? America. We're letting this place know that it's going to fall and be destroyed and completely eradicated, completely obliterated off the face of this earth. From New York to California, all right, America is going to be a desert, a complete wasteland. From New York to California, from North Dakota to Texas, man, all right, America is going to be a desert, a wasteland, and is never going to be inhabited ever again. This place is done. This is why we are telling you, you Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans, man, the elect of y'all, because only the elect of y'all are going to take heed unto this word, man, all right, and come back to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, all right. This is why we're telling you to come back to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right? Because you don't want to burn in that nuclear fire, man. You don't want to burn in that nuclear fire. But I tell you what, if you take the mark of the beast, you are going to burn in that nuclear fire. You are going to burn in thermonuclear destruction. All right? That's the punishment for taking the mark of the beast. All right? To be swallowed up by nuclear fire. To be swallowed up with America in this 3rd World War, man. All right? When you read Revelation 14:9, all right, that's the punishment for taking the mark of the beast. You start at Revelation 14:9 and go down to 10. All right? Matter of fact, I'll bring it out. I wasn't going to bring it out, but I'll, because I always bring it out, But let's get into it, man, because I'm here to warn y'all, man. All right? This is the punishment for taking the mark of the beast. The Lord said, give them warning from me, man. It don't matter if we sound like a broken record out here, man. All right? So this is Revelation 14:9. It says, and the 3rd angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast. What is the beast? The beast is Esau Edom's power structure. All right? His power structure, his might, man, which is the NATO and the European Union. All right, that's the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, man. All right, which is the NATO and the EU. All right. So it says, and the 3rd angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the mark being the RFID microchip, that's the mark of the beast, man. All right, you will have false prophets out here tell you that the mark of the beast is not the RFID microchip. All right, the mark of the beast is indeed the RFID microchip, man. All right, the mark of the beast is a physical thing, a physical, tangible thing that the elites want to implant under your skin, man. All right, you will have false prophets tell you that the mark of the beast is not the RFID microchip, man. They will tell you, the false prophets will tell you that the mark of the beast, all right, is a spiritual thing and it's not an actual physical thing. No, the mark of the beast is a physical thing, man. All right, it's the digital chocolate chip that the elites want to implant under your skin, man. All right, that's how they're going to control you and make you a complete slave under their new world order. All right, because that's the agenda of the elite bankers. All right, to control this planet Earth under their technology, which is the RFID microchip, man. Complete control, man. All right, complete control. All right, but let's get into what the punishment is for taking the mark of the beast, like I was getting into. All right, so it says, Revelation 14:9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High Yahweh. So you're going to drink the wrath of the Heavenly Father Yahweh. All right, the Heavenly Father, his name is Yahweh. All right, scripture say you're going to drink his wrath. But what is that wrath? Let's keep reading. All right, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. All right, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Yeah, so you're going to burn in fire and brimstone, which is that nuclear destruction that's going to hit America in this third world war. All right, you're going to have missiles hit all throughout this earth. All right, because the Lord said the earth shall be devoured with the fire of his jealousy. All these nations are going to get hit with nuclear missiles. But America is going to be completely wiped off the face of this earth. All right? America is going to be completely wiped off the face of this earth and is never going to be inhabited ever again, man. All right? I think as we keep reading down, it's going to say that, man. All right? So, let's read that again. It says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Yeah, so if you take the mark of the beast, you're going to burn in that thermonuclear destruction. All right, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. All right, the angels and the Lord, they just going to watch you burn. Shoot, Yahweh Shai himself is coming to bring fire upon this earth. All right, because this earth is already going to be on fire by the nuclear destruction right before Yahweh Shai returns. All right, when you read Luke, the 12th chapter, the 49th verse, Yahweh Shai himself said, I am come to send fire upon this earth. And what will I if it already be kindled? Yeah, so he said, imagine what I'm going to do if it's already on fire. He's just going to add to it, man. He said, imagine what I'm going to do if it's already on fire. You know? All right, so let's get back into let's read Jeremiah 28:8 again. All right, Jeremiah 28:8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms. All right, and that's what we're doing today. We're prophesying against the main country, the main kingdom, which is America, man. All these kingdoms are going to fall when Yahweh Shai returns, man. All right, when you read 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, all right, around the 24th verse, the Lord, the scriptures say, Apostle Paul said that the Lord is coming back to put down all rule, all authority and power, all the kings of this earth, everybody that sits in high places, starting with the elite banking families, they're all going to fall from their rulership and power, all right? And they're not going to be nowhere in power anymore, man. They're going to be beneath our feet, beneath the feet of Yahweh Shai, our Lord, the Messiah, man. because he's coming back to rule on this planet Earth. He's coming back to take what is his, man. All right, Yahushua. And starting with you Edomites and all you other nations, all right, you're going to fall from your power, man. All right, big dog. You're going to fall from your power, man. All right, and it's time for the Negro, Latino, Native American man to rule this planet Earth once again. All right, the kingdom of Israel, man. All right, that's who the Lord is coming back to set up his kingdom, all right, which is the kingdom of Israel. First and foremost is his kingdom, and he's going to share his throne with the elect, man. All right, the 144,000, we're going to rule with him, man. All right, that's the kingdom of Israel, man. That's the kingdom of heaven, man. The Lord is getting ready to restore the kingdom to Israel, man. All right, but anyway, it says, prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and pestilence. So the prophets always spoke about war. They always spoke about evils, and they always spoke about pestilences, man. All right, and that's what we're out here to tell you, man. It's the same way today. The prophets never change, man. All right, we're prophesying about war. We're telling you that World War III is coming, that all the nations are going to gather together for a third world war. All right, the war to end all wars. All right, the war of Armageddon, the war of Armageddon. All right, which means mountain of troops. All right, so let's go back to Isaiah 13, because that's what this whole lesson is about. We're going to break down this whole chapter, man. All right, Isaiah 13, which is talking about America being destroyed. All right, let's get into it, man. All right, let's start at verse 1 again. All right, Isaiah 13:1, the burden of Babylon. All right, Babylon again is talking about America. All right, the burden of Babylon. What is this burden? That is going to be destroyed. All right, and wiped off the face of this earth. All right, Isaiah 13:1, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. The banner is talking about this word, this truth, this Bible. All right, we're lifting up a banner against this place, man. We're prophesying against this place. All right, because the high mountain is talking about Babylon, America. The Lord said, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. All right, we're prophesying against this place. We were ordered to, man. All right, we were ordained to, man. All right, matter of fact, let's get that. We were commanded to. All right, let's get that in Jeremiah. The first chapter. All right, let's get that real quick.
Shalom, my brother.
Shalom, how you doing? All right. All right, so this is Jeremiah 1 and verse 5. All right, it says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. You see? All right, so we're out here to prophesy to the nations, man. All right? You know, because Israel spread throughout the four corners of the earth. And also, we're also to tell these other nations their judgment, man. You know? So we're out here to prophesy unto the nations, man. All right? We're letting them know their judgment, their punishment, what they have coming for them, man. All right? Read that again, all right? Jeremiah 1 and 5, it says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. So it's the Lord that ordains us, man. The Lord is the one that ordains us to be a prophet, called us to be a prophet, man. All right? If the Lord has that spirit upon you, you know, if you got that spirit to come out to the highways and hedges, that's the Lord that's putting that spirit upon you to come out to the highways and hedges, man. If you itching like, yo, I gotta go out to the highways and hedges and feed the sheep. I gotta prophesy, I gotta do something, make video. That's the Lord putting that spirit upon you. Because you just might be of the elect. You know, if you feel like you being called, bro, you take it and you run with it and you don't let it go ever, man. The Lord said hold tight, hold fast to that which is good, man. Which is this word, this truth. All right, and Apostle Paul said to give charity, but rather to prophesy, man. All right, our job is to prophesy, man. All right, if the Lord got that spirit, that's the most important thing, man. That's the greatest role in this ministry, the role of a prophet. All right, to prophesy, man. You know. Let's go back to Isaiah 13, man. All right. So it says, Isaiah 13 and 2, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake their hand. Yeah, meaning to rebuke this place, man. Shake their hand. Rebuke this place, man. All right. Lift up thy voice and shake their hand. All right. Lift up. Yeah, that's what it said. Yeah. It says, exalt the voice unto them. Shake their hand. Yeah. To rebuke this place. Prophesy against this place. All right, it says that they may go into the gates of the nobles. You know, the nobles are the people that sit on high, the people that make the policies of this place. You know, your lawmakers and all of that, man. You know. So it says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. Who are the sanctified ones? All right, this is verse 3. It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. The sanctified ones are talking about the prophets. All right, the Lord sanctified us, man. All right, and command us to prophesy, man. What did we just read in Jeremiah, the 1st chapter, the 5th verse? That the Lord said he sanctified thee and ordained thee to be a prophet among the nations. All right. Isaiah 13 and 3, it says, I have commanded my sanctified ones, which is the prophets, all right. I have also called my mighty ones for my anger. The mighty ones are talking about the angels, all right. Even them that rejoice at my highness, talking about the angels, man. All right, let's continue reading verse 4. All right, it says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. This is talking about all the nations coming together, man, to destroy America. All right, to destroy themselves and also to destroy America, man. All right, the Lord is making a tumultuous noise amongst the nations. He's gathering them together, man. All right, let's read that again. Isaiah 13 and 4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. All right, you see? Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. Yeah, so the Lord is mustering up the nations, man. He's gathering the nations together. All right, so they all could come together to destroy America, man, in this third world war. This is what we're reading, man. All right, in Isaiah 13, this whole chapter is about America being destroyed. All right, let's keep reading. Verse 5, it says they come from a far country. That day is talking about the nuclear missiles. They come from a far country. All right, one of those far countries is Russia. All right, when you know, it depends how you look at the map. You know, because Russia wraps around the earth. All right, and the far end of the far end of Russia almost touches America. All right, but that, you know, they come from a far country. All these far countries are going to shoot missiles over here. That's why they're known as ICBM missiles. All right, because they could travel from one continent from another. Intercontinental ballistic missiles. ICBM missiles. Intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. Because they go from one end to the earth to the other, from one continent to another, man. All right. So it says, verse 5 again, it says they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even to Yahweh, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Yeah, the weapons of the Lord's indignation. All right, the word indignation means righteous anger. The weapons of the Lord's indignation, all right, is talking about the nuclear missiles, the ICBM missiles. All right, those are the weapons of his indignation, man. All right, to what? To destroy the whole land. Let's read that again. Isaiah 13 and 5, they come from a far country, the missiles, all right, from the end of heaven. Even Yahweh and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. What land? The land of Babylon, which is America. That's what's getting ready to happen. To destroy not just a portion of it, it says to destroy the whole land. All right, to destroy all of the land of America. From New York to California, this place is going to be wasted, a desert, man. You heard? All right. So let me get Jeremiah 50 and 25, all right, which is a precept to that. All right, but let's read that one more time, all right, in Isaiah 13. All right, Isaiah 13 and 5, they come from a far country, talking about the missiles. From the end of heaven, even Yahweh and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land, man. All right, the whole land of America. Let's get Jeremiah 50 and 25. All right, Jeremiah 50 and 25, it says, the Lord Yahweh has opened his armory, woo, all right, and has brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh the Most High of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans, woo, which is America, the land of the Chaldeans excellency, which is America, man. All right, so the scriptures say the Lord has opened up his armory. Let's read that again. All right, Jeremiah 50 and 25. The Lord Yahweh has opened his armory and has brought forth the weapons of his indignation, which is talking about the ICBM missiles, the nuclear missiles, man. All right. For this is the work of Yahweh the Most High of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans, man. You see? All right, this is the work of the Lord, man. The Lord is the one that's going to destroy America, man. The Lord put it in the minds of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right, he gave Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right, these scientists. All right, he put the knowledge in their mind to be able to create these missiles. So they just so they could destroy themselves, man. All right. You know, the power of the Lord is crazy, man. All right. The Lord got Esau, Edom in a trick bag, man. You understand? All right. So let's go back. All right. Matter of fact, the Lord said in Isaiah, what's that? Isaiah 54. Let's get that real quick. Isaiah 54. Because it's the Lord that put the knowledge into Esau, Edom, all right, to create these nuclear missiles, man. All right, Isaiah 54 and 16. It says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Yeah, all right. The Lord said, I'm the one that created a smith. All right, because what does the ancient blacksmith do? All right, he bangs metals together. He forges metals into different shapes and sizes. To what? To bring forth instruments of war. All right, they bang the metals on the anvils to shape the metals, you know, to any shape they want for weapons of war. But the modern day smith is a scientist. So the Lord said, I'm the one that created the smith that blows the coals in the fire. He said, I created the modern day scientist and gave him the knowledge to create these weapons, man. All right, because Esau, Edom, the proud man that he is, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the proud man that he is, you know, he thinks that he did this all on his own, not knowing it's the Lord that put the knowledge in his mind to create these nuclear missiles. All right, the Lord gave him the technology to be able to do these things, man. All right, the Lord gave him the knowledge and wisdom to create this type of technology, man. You know? All right. It says, let's read that again. Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. So the Lord said, I created the smith, the scientist, all right, so that he could bring an instrument forth of his work, which is the nuclear missiles, man, the ICBM missiles. All right, then right after that, it says, I have created the waster to destroy, which is the missiles, man. That waster, which is the missiles, he said, I have created the waster to destroy, man. Come on, man. Everything is controlled by the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, man. All right, everything that you see on earth, everything that's been going on earth since the beginning of time, all right, has been controlled by Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. This is the Lord's story, man. There's no such thing as free will, man. You know, everyone is controlled by the Heavenly Father, man. All right, the Lord set up certain people to be redeemed, to be part of the elect. The Lord set up certain people to be destroyed, man. It was written that way since the beginning of time. The Lord said, I have declared the end from the beginning, man. So before this whole story even started, all right, since the Lord started everything, the Lord already know how he wanted everything to play out, how the end to play out, everything, man. All right. So it says, let's go back, man. Isaiah 13 and I'll read 5 again. It says, they come from a far country, talking about the missiles. All right, from the end of heaven, yeah, because the missiles are going to be shot from one end of the earth to the other, as it is written in let's get it in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. All right, let's get that. 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, 13th verse, I think it's at. All right, so let's get that. All right, so this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. All right, so those arrows, let's read that again. All right, it says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp. Yeah, because that's what a bow does. It shoots arrows. All right, the Lord is the one that bendeth that bow, man. So the arrows shoot, which is the nuclear missiles. All right, it says his arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. That's how you know it's not talking about actual arrows, because arrows can be shot from one end to the earth to the other. But that's the missiles. They're going to be shot from. That's why they call ICBM missiles, man. All right, they hop over continents, man. All right, they go from one end to the earth to the other, man. That's talking about the missiles, man. All right. So back in Isaiah 13 and 5, it says, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh, and the weapons of his indignation, which is the missiles to destroy the whole land, which is America, man. All right. Verse 6, it says, howl ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand, and it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Yeah, this destruction, all right, these nuclear missiles that are going to hit this earth, all right, that's the doing of the Lord. The Lord is the one that's going to swallow this earth up by thermonuclear fire, man. The Lord is the one that's doing this. The Lord is the one that created World War III. All right, he used the elite bankers to do so, man. All right, the Lord used the elite banking families, all right, to bring on this third world war. All right, because the Lord said, my word shall not return unto me void. All right, World War III is prophesied all throughout the scriptures, man, the word of the Lord, man. Okay, all right. So it says, verse 6, howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. Yeah, howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, because the day of the Lord is nothing nice, man. All right, the day of the Lord is the day of slaughter, the day of wasteness, the day of destruction, because the Lord is not coming back to hand out lollipops, man. The Lord is not coming back to have a pillow fight with you, like some people actually believe that. They think the day of the Lord is going to be a day of peace, man. That when the Lord returns, it's going to be this peaceful. No, man. The Lord is coming back to slaughter millions and millions and millions and millions of people, man. All right, millions of people are going to die on that day. All right, that's the day of nuclear destruction, nuclear fire. You understand? All right. What's up, big dog? How you doing? All right, all right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So let's read that again. Isaiah 13 and 6. It says, "How ye." All right. Why did Jeremiah? I mean Isaiah. All right. Why is the Lord talking to through Isaiah talking about how ye? All right, because the day of the Lord is nothing nice, man. All right. Why are people going to be mourning, and why are people going to be mourning and wailing when the Lord returns? All right, like it says in the book of Revelation that people are going to wail on the day of the... What does it mean to wail, man? To weep and cry bitterly, man. You know? All right. It says, verse 6, how ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty, all right? Because it's going to be Yahweh Shai and the angels and the nuclear missiles destroying this planet Earth at the same time, man, simultaneously. All right, the Lord is going to add unto the destruction that the nuclear missiles have caused this planet Earth, man. All right, so the day of the Lord is great destruction, man. All right, it's not nothing nice. All right, matter of fact, let me read Isaiah the 66th chapter. All right, let's prove that. All right, Isaiah 66 and 15. All right, I love reading that one. All right, Isaiah 66 and 15. Let me grab it. All right, Isaiah 66 and 15. It says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire. Yeah, the Lord will come with fire. That's how he's coming, man. All right, and what do you do with fire? You burn stuff up. You don't play with it. You use it to burn stuff, man. That's what fire does. It burns, man. So the Lord is coming back to set this earth on fire, man. All right. It says, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind. So he's coming with fire and with his chariots, which is the angels coming on so-called UFOs, man. All right. When Yahweh Shai returns with the angels, when he cracks that sky, the people of this world, this earth, is going to think it's an alien invasion, man. Because they gonna think it's aliens, man. All right, and Yahweh Shai is coming back on a giant giant chariot, man. It's going to cover the entire sky to the point where you ain't going to see the ends of it. That's what second Esdras, that's what the prophet Ezra seen, man. He said the chariot was so big I couldn't see where it started and where it ended. So it completely covered the whole sky. You couldn't see the ends of the chariot, man. And out of that chariot is going to come smaller chariots. It's going to be a father ship, man. All right, like when you see that movie Independence Day with Will Smith. All right, and he had the giant UFO, the chariot, man. That's how it's going to be, man. All right. All right, it says, verse 15, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. So the Lord is coming back. You just read it. The Lord is coming back to render his anger. To render his anger. This is why you got to fear the Lord, bro. You people don't, the prophet Ezra, when he seen the vision of the Lord return, he said, I was sore afraid. He said nothing was to be perceived but the smell of dust and smoke. All right? People don't understand how this is real, bro. This is real. This ain't no joke. This is real. I'm telling you, you Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans, man. The elect of y'all, the ones that are going to take heed and come back to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. I'm talking to y'all, man. All right, this is why you got to come back to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, because one, you don't want to be destroyed in that nuclear fire, and one, you don't want Yahweh Shai to destroy you. You don't want to get zapped into mist. You don't want to get turned into powder, man. This thing is real, bro. Read 2nd Ezra the 13th chapter, man. When Ezra seen the Lord return, man. All right, that when you read that chapter, it's supposed to put fear in your heart, bro. When you read that, I get chills, bro. This is truth. There ain't no joke, man. You know, this is a very serious thing, and a lot of people play with this word. They play with this truth, man. A lot of people that have no idea what they're involved in. You know. A lot of people don't understand how serious this ministry is, this walk is, man. How serious this word is. The Lord not playing around, man. You know? So let's read that again. It says, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. Woo! And the slain of the Lord shall be many. So by fire and by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai's sword, that's how the Lord is going to plead with all flesh. And the slain of the Lord shall be many, meaning the killing of the Lord shall be many. Many people are going to die. There's over 8 billion people on this earth right now. You know billions of people are going to die, right? Yahweh Shai is coming back for a great slaughter. That's the raw truth of the Bible, man. The Lord is not coming back to hand out lollipops to you, man. You know? You know, bro, people, you got to get right, man. The Lord said to be ready, man. All right? The Lord said occupy until I come, man. All right? Follow this word to the best of your ability. Keep the laws and the commandments to the best of your ability, man. You know? We at the end of this thing, man. We not just the end. We not just in the last days. We in the last seconds, bro. We in the last seconds, bro. It's so easy to see, bro. It's so easy to see if you're paying attention to what's going on right now. All right? You know about the earthquake that just hit Russia, right?
Yeah.
It was an 8.8 on the Richter scale, almost a 9.0, man.
It affected the weather.
Yeah, it caused a tsunami. All right, and right after that, they had another one 4 days later. All right, which was a 7.0. That 8.8 was one of the strongest.
That's the aftershock, they call it.
Yeah, it was one of the strongest earthquakes that happened in recent times. And 8.8, you know how powerful that is? And 8, that's almost a 9. That's almost off the Richter scale, man.
The Most High is not happy.
Yeah, the Most High. The Lord said that the earth is exceedingly polluted with wickedness, man. When you read 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, the 6th verse. All right, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted this earth, man. All right, so the Lord said that there should be earthquakes in diverse places, man. You had 2 back-to-back earthquakes, all right, that happened in Russia, and it caused a volcano to erupt. A volcano that was quiet for 600 years. It caused a volcano to erupt, right? And the Lord said, I shall show signs and wonders in heaven, fire and pillars of smoke, man. You know? You had the earthquake that just happened last week, or earlier this week in New York and New Jersey. And then you just had one that happened in California. They're happening all over the place, man. Yahweh Shai said there should be wars and rumors of wars and earthquakes in diverse places. We're literally seeing that right now. We're living in the times Yahweh Shai spoke about. Yahweh Shai warned about and said that, oh, this is going to happen right before his return, man. All right, bro, we right here. We right here, bro. Straight up. We ain't got too much longer, bro. This is why you got to come back now. I'm talking to the elective, you Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans, you Israelites. You got to come back to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Straight up. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai being the name of the Son. Those are the names you praise and worship, man. Straight up. All right? So let's go back into Isaiah 13 and break this entire chapter down, man. All right? Let's get it, man. We got a little bit to go, man. All right, so verse 6 again. Isaiah 13 and 6. How ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. And again, destruction, the day of the Lord is a day of destruction, a day of wasteness. That's why I said all that, man. You know? Verse 7, it says, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. Woo! All right. Every man's hand shall faint, and every man's heart shall melt. All right. The day when the Lord cracks that, we're talking about the Lord himself. The Lord himself returning, man. When he cracks that sky and people see the Lord himself cracking that sky, people are just going to melt, man. Their heart is going to just melt. Because the Lord himself has returned, man. Is getting ready to come back and is coming back to take what is his, man. Because the Lord is angry, man. The Lord is coming back to take this planet Earth because this planet Earth is his. It was created by him for himself to rule on, man. And the Lord wants what he made for himself, man. All right? He wants the rulership of this planet Earth back, man. You know? All right? So it says, verse 7. All right, it says, verse 7, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. Because we're talking about the day of the Lord. It says, every man's hand shall faint, meaning be weak. You know? People are going to become weak out here, man. When all this destruction, you know, the day of the Lord, man, the day of destruction, all right? Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And that goes back to Luke 21 and 26. Let's read that real quick. All right, the Lord said, right, the Lord said that man's heart shall fail them. All right, let's get that, Luke 21. All right, for looking after those things that are coming upon this earth. All right, Luke 21. All right, Luke 21 and 26. This is the words of Yahweh, man. All right, he's prophesying. All right, he said, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Yeah. So when this destruction breaks loose out here in America, you know, when this famine hits and when this martial law pops off, people's heads are getting chopped off and killed in all types of ways during this civil war and martial law, thrown in these concentration camps, when they hear about these nuclear missiles being shot off, all right, men's hearts are going to fail them, man. All right, for looking after those things and hearing about those things that are coming upon this earth. For looking after and seeing these things that are coming upon this earth. Let's read that again, all right? Luke, matter of fact, I start at verse 25. Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. You see? All right? Let me take a sip of this water, man. All right? My mouth and my lips are dry as hell. My lips probably look ashy as hell. All right? All right, but let's continue reading. This is back in Isaiah 13 and 8. It says, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. Yeah, pangs and sorrows shall take hold upon the people of this earth, man. When all this starts to happen, man, when these nuclear missiles being shot off, you know, when they hear about all these things that are happening on this earth, all right, like the scriptures say, pangs and sorrows shall take hold upon them, man. The day of the Lord, man. Excuse me. All right, the day of the Lord, man. And when these nuclear missiles, you know, hit, man. All right. It says, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. Yeah, because of the destruction, man. All right, the nuclear missiles being shot off. All right, they shall be in pain as a woman in travail. Woo! All right, they shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Yep. All right. It says, behold, the day of Yahweh cometh cruel. All right. Woo! All right, the day of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. That day is cruel, man. All right, the day of the nuclear missiles being shot off, and you know, the day of the Lord cracking that sky in half, man. You know, the day of the Lord is cruel, man. Cruel, like we're reading, man. All right, the Lord is coming back to destroy and waste. All right, and leave this land desolate. All right, The Lord is coming back to set this earth on fire. All right. Again, this what's that? Luke 12 and 49, man. All right. It says, behold, the day of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai cometh cruel with both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. That's where you get the word desert from. Desolate. He's coming to lay this land desolate. America, man. To destroy it and eradicate it off the face of this earth. All right, by thermonuclear fire, by thermonuclear destruction. You understand? All right. It says, behold, the day of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Yeah, 2/3 of you Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans are sinners, man. You're going to be swallowed up with America. All right, you're going to drown in nuclear fire with America, man. All right, 2/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You're going to drown, man, in nuclear destruction. All right, let's read that again. All right, Isaiah 13 and 9. Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger. That's how the Lord is coming, cruel, with wrath and fierce anger, bro. All right, to lay the land desolate, America. All right, and he shall destroy the sinners out of it. Yeah, the sinners are going to be destroyed with America. Only the elect is going to be saved. 1/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be saved. All right, here in America, man. All right, you're going to get beamed up into the chariots to escape the nuclear fire. All right, you understand? Look at this. People don't know how to freaking drive, man. Bunch of idiots, man. All right. All right. It says, the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. That's right, man. All right, because of the very thick and black smoke, all right, that these nuclear missiles are going to go into cause, man. All right, because all this smoke, thick and black smoke, the mushroom clouds and all that, man, is going to be so dark and thick that the light of the moon, the sun, and the stars in space, all right, they're not going to be able to penetrate that thick smoke, man. So it's going to be very dark out here, man. It's going to be a dark day, literally. It's going to be a dark day, literally, and dark day meaning a day that's not good. It's going to be dark out here in both aspects, man. A dark day meaning it ain't going to be a good day, and literally dark. It's going to be black as hell out here, man. The sun's light is not going to penetrate the smoke from the nuclear missiles, all right? The light from the moon ain't going to penetrate the sun. I mean, the thick cloud smoke from the nuclear missiles, all right? So let's keep reading. It says, verse 10 again, it says, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Yeah, so the Lord is getting ready to bring Esau, Edom down, man. All right, the haughty, the arrogance, all right, the arrogant one, the proud, all right, that's Esau, Edom. The Lord is coming back to bring Esau, Edom down from his rulership, man, of this planet Earth. Because Esau, Edom, he's a very proud man, starting with the elite banking families, all right, because they rule this planet Earth, right? And they think that their rulership is never going to end, but the Lord is getting ready to bring down their arrogancy, man. All right, the elite banking families, the Edomite, the so-called white man, starting with the elites, man. All right, the elite, the satanic, Illuminati, wicked elite Edomite banking families, man. They're getting ready to be brought down, man. All right. Let's read that again. Isaiah 11. And I will punish the world for their iniquity and the wicked for their, read that again. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, which is Esau, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible, man, which is Esau. The Lord is getting ready to bring this man down. All right. All right. Verse 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Yeah, the prophets of the Lord, the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord. The Lord is getting ready to make us finer than gold, man. All right, because when all this hell breaks loose, all right, when this famine hits, all right, when all death and destruction, all right, and pain and misery and sorrow and anguish comes upon the face of America, all right, the people are going to be looking for men of the Lord, man. All right, the women are going to cleave on to these men. All right, a man is going to be more precious than fine gold in that day, man. And that's talking about not just any man, that's talking about the men of the Lord. All right, starting with the elect. All right, the prophets, man. All right, the Lord is going to make us more precious in that day, Lord willing. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Raptazah, I am of the elect. All right, because we're going to be like a hiding place from the wind. All right, matter of fact, let's grab that. All right, what's that? Isaiah 4. Let's get that. All right, Isaiah the 4th chapter. All right, in Isaiah 32. All right, it says Isaiah 32. All right, no, Isaiah 4:1. It says, and in that day, 7 women. All right, what day? This day, the day we're living in now, this time now. All right, when all hell breaks loose. All right, it says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Yeah. So in these last days, all these women are going to cleave on to us, man. The men of the Lord, the prophets, all right? Because we're going to be like a safe place. We're going to be a hiding place from the wind, a hiding place from the destruction that's getting ready to pop off, man. Let's read that again, all right? Let's read Isaiah 4:1. It says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. 7 women, yeah, all these women, more than one. 7 women we just read, not just 7 just represents completion. So a whole bunch of women in the last days are going to cleave on to the men of the Lord, because those are the men that are going to be saved and protected in these last days. All right, when all hell was breaking loose and everyone else is being destroyed, these women are going to be looking for protection. So they're going to cleave on to the men of the Lord, man. So all you men out there, we gonna get these women real soon, man. Straight up, man. All right, we gonna get these women real soon. They're gonna be all over us. All right, because the true high value man is the men of the Lord, the prophets of the Lord, man. They're gonna be all over us in these last days. All right. Matter of fact, let's also prove that with Isaiah 32:2. Let's grab that. Isaiah.
Esau worried, brother.
Esau worried, man.
They worried.
All right. So it says Isaiah 32:2. It says, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. Yeah, because in that man is talking about not just any man. That's talking about the men of the Lord, the prophets and the servants of the Lord, the elect. All right. A man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, because wind represents destruction. All right. So we're going to be like a hiding place from destruction when all hell breaks loose out here, man. The men of the Lord, they're going to be good. They're going to be protected in these last days. And these women are going to be looking for protection, so they're going to cleave onto us, man. Because they're going to see that we good and we protected, that we got the power, we got the Spirit of the Lord on us, while everyone else is dying and being destroyed, all right, starving to death. We're going to be good, so they're going to be cleaving onto us, man, these women, all right? So it says, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Yeah, so we're gonna be like protection, man. All right, we're gonna be good. They're gonna be cleaving unto us, man. Amen. Shall be precious, more precious than fine gold in these last days, man. All right, let's go back to Isaiah 13. All right, Isaiah 13 and 13. No, Isaiah 13 and 12. And I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Verse 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. Yeah, and that the whole earth is going to shake. The whole earth is going to rock. All right, from the nuclear missiles hitting this place. We just read that the earth is going to move out of her place. This whole earth is going to rock, man. All right, why? That's because of the nuclear missiles that are going to pelt this earth. All right, it's going to make the whole earth shake. That's how powerful these nuclear missiles are going to be, which that's the anger, that's the great and fierce anger of the Lord. All right, let's read that again. All right, Isaiah 13 and 13. Therefore will I shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place. The earth shall remove out of her place. All right, this earth is going to rock, bro. All right, matter of fact, let's get that in Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24 and 20. All right, Isaiah 24 and 20. It says, I'll start at verse 19. All right, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. Yeah, because the earth is going to be utterly broken down because of the nuclear missiles, and it's going to melt everything, man. All right. All right. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. And what's going to do that? What's going to dissolve this earth, man? All right, and clean this earth, the nuclear missiles, man. That's why the Lord is bringing nuclear missiles upon this place to cleanse it. All right, everything is going to be brought back to its normal state. The scriptures say in 2 Peter's the 3rd chapter that the elements shall melt with fervent heat. All right, even the elements are going to go back to their original state. Everything is going to be cleansed and be in their original state, the way it's supposed to be, man. You know. All right. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Yeah, so just like how a drunk man staggers when he's drunk, man. All right, that's how the earth is going to rock to and fro. It's just going to shake the entire earth from these nuclear missiles. Yeah, man, this is what we're reading. All right. It says, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. That's right, man, because the earth is getting ready to clean, dissolve this place. All right, shake this place, man. All right, back in Isaiah 13 and 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. Yeah, so these nuclear missiles that are going to hit this earth, that's the fierce anger of the Lord. That's the fierce anger of the Lord. All right, that's the fierce anger of the Lord. Bro, you people just really don't know what's about to happen. All right, so let's call Haloyam Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakam Badash. All right, Tawab Aman. All right, let's keep reading. It says, and it shall be as the chased roe, and a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. That's right, man. All right. And yeah, and Esau is that chased roe. All right. You know, it says, and it shall be as the chased roe, and a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall They shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. Yeah, because eventually everyone's going to go back into their own lands, man. Okay? It says, everyone that is found, it says, verse 15, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Yeah, everyone that's joined unto Esau, Edom, all right, that wants to love Esau, Edom, and hopes for salvation for Esau, Edom, all right, everyone that's joined unto them that loves Esau, Edom, talking about Esau, Edom could be saved, or these other nations could be saved, all right, you're going to fall with them. You're going to be destroyed with them, all right? It says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Woo! And it says, their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. Yeah, talking about the nuclear missiles bringing destruction upon this place. It says their children shall be dashed to pieces, man. The nuclear missiles are going to do that. All right? You know, that's a dark saying for the destruction of the nuclear missiles. Because the nuclear missiles, it's just going to melt everything, man. All right? It's going to turn everything into ash. It's just going to dissolve everything. Everything is going to just evaporate here, man. All right? It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. Yeah, because, you know, that's going into the nuclear destruction, but that's also going into the time when, you know, that when all hell breaks loose out here, that women are going to get raped out here, man. Because you don't understand. See, you people don't understand the type of hell that's getting ready to come upon this place, bro. Bro, you know? All right, verse 17. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, all right, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Yeah, the Medes in this verse is talking about the Russians, all right? It's not talking about the actual Medes. All right, it's talking about the Russians, all right, because Russia is going to destroy America, man, in this third world war. This is what we're reading. What we're reading right here is going to destroy America, man. All right, it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Yeah, talking about the nuclear missiles hitting this place, man. All right? Because nuclear missiles don't have any feelings, man. That's why it says, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Yeah, everything's going to be destroyed. The nuclear missiles are going to destroy everything, man. All right? This place is done. All right? This place is finished. America is done. Okay? All right? It says, their bow shall dash the young men into pieces, talking about the missiles, man. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. It says, in Babylon, verse 19, and Babylon, which is America, the glory of kingdoms, all right? America is known as the glory of kingdoms, man. You know, the greatest country on earth. You know, all people from all over the world, all walks of life, come to America and make something of yourselves. You know, America is that top nation right now, the glory of kingdoms, Babylon, all right? It says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Woohoo! So what we're reading right here is that the same way Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed is the same way that America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, thermonuclear destruction, fire and brimstone. That's how Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, right? By fire and brimstone, right? That's how America is going to be destroyed, by fire and brimstone. by the way of thermonuclear destruction by the nuclear missiles in this Third World War. All right? And this verse also lets us know that this is not talking about ancient Babylon, because this is a future prophecy. It's saying that Babylon is going to be destroyed like how Sodom and Gomorrah is destroyed. That's how we know it's not talking about ancient Babylon, because ancient Babylon wasn't destroyed like how Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. All right? You know, it never rained fire and brimstone upon ancient Babylon, man. You know? Or the Neo-Babylonian Empire. You know? Come on, man. It says, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, which is America, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So nuclear missiles are getting ready to rain on this place. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, the prophecy's already written. America's done, bro. This place is done. It's finished. All right? So let's keep reading. All right, it says, it shall never be inhabited. All right, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Yeah, so America is never going to be inhabited ever again. Once this place is destroyed, once it becomes a desert and a wasteland, this place is never going to be inhabited ever again. All right, this place is done. It's not going to, nobody's going to set up shop here, you know? All right, the only thing that's going to inhabit this place, all right, is all the unclean animals. All right, like the vultures and the snakes, the lizards, the owls. You know, they're all going to it's going to be a habitation for death. But nobody, all right, nobody's going to live here, man. All right, it says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. All right? Matter of fact, I got Jeremiah 50 and 40 as the precept. Let's grab that real quick, which probably says the same thing. All right? When you read Jeremiah 50, that's also talking about America being destroyed. All right? So let's get Jeremiah 50 and 40? Jeremiah 50 and 40. Yeah, it says Jeremiah 50 and 40, the same thing. It says, as the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Let's read that again. It says, as the Most High Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord Yahweh, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell there. Yeah, all right, so nobody's going to dwell here or inhabit this place once it's destroyed and wiped off the face of this earth by nuclear destruction. Okay? All right? So verse 21, it says, but the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. Yeah, like I told you, man. It's never going to be inhabited anybody by any people, man. But only the animals are going to dwell there. It says, as we're reading right here, it says verse 20 and verse 21, it says, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. All right, and you also find that in Revelation 18 and 2. All right, it says, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant places, in their pleasant palaces, and her time is near to come, and her day shall not be prolonged. Yeah, so the time of America to be destroyed is right here, bro. Her day shall be prolonged no more. We ain't gotta wait too much longer, bro. We don't have 10 years here, bro. We don't have 10 years here. We don't even have 7 years here, bro. If you ask me, bro. All right, we don't got 7 years here no more. All right, we're reading that her days are no longer prolonged, man. All right, it said, let's read that again. It says, and her time is near to come. Yeah, the time of America's destruction is near to come, man. All right, it says, and her days shall not be prolonged. Yeah, that's it, man. We're right here, bro. The days of America for to be destroyed is right here, man. All right, it's right here, man. So that's it, man. That's the entire book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter. All right. You know, there's the entire chapter of Isaiah 13. Shalom. I'm not Muslim, bro. All right.
What do you promote?
I'm an Israelite. All right. Preaching the Bible.
All right, Apostle. Well, see how it is.
All right.
I've been dead once.
All right.
God bless, man.
All right, big dog. Yeah. All right, man. All right. So yeah, that's it, man. That's Isaiah 13, and that's the entire chapter, right? Which is the entire chapter talking about America being destroyed. All right. So that's it, man. I want to say, Kol Haloyam Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakah Kudash. All right. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right, so with that being said, on to the next one. Shalom, shalom.